cable. Now, you just want to match these up to where they can plug into. And we're just going to do a quick check here that things power on. Not all plugs are going to be needed. So if there's plugs left over, that's fine. If it feels like it doesn't go in and click nicely, just check that there aren't any bent pins in here. So we know we had that extra sort of earth on here, which will be interesting, which I'm pretty sure we don't need to worry about on these ones. That's our FM or AM. And here we have the factory mic retention, so we can test what that sounds like. So we can either run the internal, which means we do nothing. We plug this one in and we test the factory microphone, or we run the external that we provide in our kit. So that's basically what we're left with. So this one does have a home. There you go. This one will be our USB retention. That there would have been the old DAB, which we're not going to be using. And that's everything. And then we've got this here was our AC. So we just grab all the cable here and we'll plug that into here. This is just if you have the factory reverse camera to check that it's not working. Now the factory reverse camera could come from a number of plugs. We've got 3 options on here, so we can see one. It can't be like this one, it's not hooked to anything. We have these two, so we'll have to try both of them to see which one it is. So that goes into there. We could have to swap that, but I'll show you. This plugs into here, and we can plug the radio in.
Well, I'm not too sure if it's going to be the same on all Foresters and Prezas and XV, but this one had the plug here, which was to the reverse camera. We've pulled that off. We've popped off this bottom trim, and then we've popped out the camera that was in here, and we're actually going to stick our factory camera on here, hopefully somehow. We might still need to use the bracket to screw it on, but that's fine. So that's going to go through here. And then we've come out to our power source and our camera plug. Now actually what I've worked out here is pretty much on this plug here, the yellow was the power for the camera, the brown was the earth, so the red in there will go to our DC to power our camera, and then this blue and green wire which are on here, which are actually the ones in the middle, the green is the positive and the blue is the negative video signal. So we've actually utilise the existing wires here to run this aftermarket camera. Now I've got a feeling that even on cars that don't have a factory camera, just have a look in the boot if you have a plug like this, because you could be able to use the existing wires. If you can't use existing wires, it isn't a big deal. Again, red and black just need to go to reverse power, so you'd probably have to run that through here, down here, in through here, and then get the reverse light power from here, and then the RCA cable, which is this one here. Red goes to power as well, so you'd hook this red into the power, and you set to run that through to behind the head unit. Normally you just can run it underneath the carpet into the door, into the bottom of the door trims, and then behind the head unit. Well, the other option on this one is we did actually have a trailer plug here. We could have just put the camera down low and take in the power from here, and then run the RCA cable through. There you go, that's reverse camera there. That's actually our reverse camera, and I've just mounted it onto the existing spot, so you can see it sticks out a bit further, but it still looks pretty standard. You can choose how you mount this, but I've actually just taped it around and around. That's not going to go anywhere, but you could mount it a bit better. Maybe a bit of silicone would be ideal. I put a bit of silicone around it, so I mount it on, and then tape it, so if you do have to pull it off in the future you can. Or you could use our whole base and stick it on, but I actually took our bracket off and stuck it on the old base.
from like one side and work my way back to the other. So then our reverse camera plug, sorry, that's not our reverse one, that's why it doesn't go very nice, it's our free 4G one. It's our reverse camera one. So auxiliary ones, it's our dual USB like microphone one. It's our 4G SIM card one. Got a cam in hooked in. Don't forget our Bluetooth antenna, which goes in by itself like that. And you've got your radio and your 4G and 3G. So just slowly bring these back, and 4G, and then radio, and then remember at the top you've got your hazard, and down the bottom you have your like a screen protector, secondary one that we don't actually need. Okay, so I can tell we've got steering wheel controls now, like radio's like sort of working, so that's fine. Put it into reverse, got a camera view, that's good. Now that microphone thing, we want to check that out. So we come in here, Bluetooth. On iPhones you normally have to turn it off and back on. I like to pick it up for some reason, don't know why that is. That's us. Android's the same, use Bluetooth first and then it's going to come with your CarPlay. It's going to ask you a few things on your phone, so keep an eye on your phone. And then what it's going to do is it's going to come into here and it's going to ask you one more thing on your phone. Hey Siri, call Geordie work. We'll just see what this the microphone sounds like, because we are using the factory one up here. Hello. Yeah, what up? Right, so I just did a little test then. This sounded fine. So if you wanted to be real particular about it, you could pull it out, you could try it with just the internal mic, and you could try it with the external one as well if you really wanted to see. On these sort of Subis, normally the factory one's pretty good, and to be honest our internal one's pretty good, or you can run the external one. So cool, everything's working. So now what you want to do is you want to put the unit back in. So these units, just make sure everything clips up. They kind of almost, if you think about it, it's kind of like you're bending the unit in half to fit it back in, if that makes sense. I haven't done one of these in a while with that. You start with the top or the bottom. Maybe start at the bottom. Right, I knew there was a bit of technique here and that's when I just forgot it. So kind of so I tip it out, get that bottom clipped in first, it'll be nice and flush down, then it'll go clip. And then kind of sort of work your way up, and then clip in your sides here, and then clip your top in, and that'll be it all mounted back in like that, all looking pretty good. So that's basically it. We'll tidy up that reverse camera I put in. I'll tape up these steering wheel controls again, car infotainment, steering wheel controls. If you just want to go through and learn them all, obviously you push the flashing one, next, back, microphone mode. I normally set to home. Telephone answer and hang up, you can set to whatever, doesn't matter too much, but that's basically it. So that gives you all your steering wheel controls all happening, and you can